If you know these 12 words, your English is awesome. Hi, I'm Emma, and today we're going to challenge your English vocabulary skills. I've got 12 advanced words that even native speakers sometimes struggle with. If you know all of them, you're definitely on track to mastering English. Ready to find out if you pass the test? Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll have a solid grasp of these advanced words. Ready to dive in and level up your vocabulary? Let's kick off with naive. Repeat after me. Naive. It means having a lack of experience or being too trusting, often because of innocence. For example, she was naive to believe that everyone would treat her fairly in the competition. Or, his naive optimism kept him from seeing the obvious risks. Now, let's see how this word would come up in a dialogue.
How dare you? How dare you bring me here to humiliate and insult me? You ridiculed my friend, a sweet, naive girl who was only trying to impress a boy. And then you come to my work, and in front of my boss, you tell me I'm strange?
Pause and think of a sentence using naive. Next, we have inadequate. Say it with me. Inadequate. It refers to something that is insufficient or lacking in quality. You could say the equipment was inadequate for the job, leading to delays. Or, her explanation was inadequate, leaving everyone confused. Imagine hearing it in a conversation like this.
You came into the bookstore the other day, I felt bad. I felt like I'd been mean or rude to you, but you know what? Now I can see it was inadequate. How dare you?
Pause and try to come up with your own sentence for inadequate. Moving on, let's look at dazzle. Repeat, dazzle. It means to impress or amaze someone, usually with brilliance or beauty. For instance, the magician's performance dazzled the audience. Or, the sunset was so beautiful it dazzled everyone at the beach. Now, here's how dazzle might sound in real-life dialogue.
Elizabeth, I wasn't able to tell you some things earlier this evening, and I'd like to clear them up now.
Dazzle me.
I say what I think, and this can sometimes cause offense. Since this is obviously the case, I'm sorry.
Pause and think of a moment where you were dazzled, and make a sentence using this word. Our next word is addiction. Say it with me. Addiction. It's a strong and harmful need to regularly have or do something, such as drugs or gaming. For example, his addiction to video games started affecting his grades, or she battled her addiction for years before seeking help. Let's see how addiction might appear in a conversation.
Until I got a call from Wickham himself. He had run up a substantial gambling debt on my sister's account and maxed her credit cards. I agreed to settle the debt on the condition that Jack seek help for his gambling addiction.
Pause and create your own sentence with this word. Now, let's explore the word provoke. Say it, provoke. It means to stir up feelings or actions, often in a negative way. For example, his comments were meant to provoke a reaction. Or, the loud noise provoked the dogs into barking. Here's how provoke might sound in a dialogue.
Let's see here. So many treasures in here.
Right.
Oh, I like this one. Provoke not your children. As true today as when it was written.
Pause and think of a sentence where provoke could apply. Moving on, we have confided. Repeat after me. Confided. It means to tell someone a secret or share personal information in confidence. For example, she confided in her friend about her worries. Or, he confided his fears to his mentor. Now, imagine this word in a conversation.
As for Charles and Jane, I was not involved in their relationship. However, Charles confided in me that he had seen Jane becoming engaged to another young man. You can imagine his heartbreak.
Pause and make your own sentence using confided. Our next word is apparently. Say it with me. Apparently. This word is used when something seems true based on what is known. For example, apparently, the meeting has been canceled. Or, she's apparently the best singer in her class. Let's hear how apparently might be used in everyday conversation.
Lydia, our landlord. Actually, she made her parents buy the house to make her seem more domestic. Apparently guys like that. Oh, that's Austin, her pet pug.
Pause and come up with your own sentence using apparently. Next up is lifespan. Repeat, lifespan. It refers to the length of time that something, especially a living being, lasts or leaves. For instance, the lifespan of a butterfly is surprisingly short. Or, human lifespan has increased thanks to medical advancements. Here's how lifespan would sound in dialogue.
The Mozart effect, to coin the popular buzzword, states that music can alter brainwaves, enhance human intelligence, as well as increase lifespan. But, can listening to Mozart really make you smarter?
Pause and think of a sentence using lifespan. Now let's look at the word spontaneous. Say it with me, spontaneous. It refers to actions done without planning or premeditation. For example, they took a spontaneous road trip last weekend. Or, her spontaneous decision to adopt a dog surprised everyone. Let's see how this word might be used in a conversation.
Warning, use only as directed. Certain tracks on Wagner for the Vicious can trigger spontaneous violent behavior in German Shepherds.
Pause and think of something spontaneous you've done, and create your own sentence. Up next is conquer. Say it, conquer. This word means to successfully overcome a challenge or enemy. For example, she conquered her fear of heights after skydiving. Or, the army conquered the neighboring territory. Here's how conquer could come up in conversation.
To arouse the male's romantic interest, fill your cart with the following items. Any fruit, which may be easily fed to a partner, such as grapes.
Okay, let's divide and conquer. You two get the cart. Kitty and I will flush out the produce section.
Pause and make a sentence where you've conquered something. Next, we have tradition. Say it, tradition. It refers to a custom or belief that is passed down from generation to generation. For instance, it's a tradition in our family to gather every Sunday for dinner. Or, the festival is rooted in ancient tradition. In conversation, tradition might sound like this.
Do you like to ski, Elizabeth?
Yes, I love to ski.
Well, you'll have to come up in the winter. Will and I here all the time.
Yeah, we come here every year. It's a sort of family tradition.
Pause and think of a tradition you follow, then create a sentence. Finally, we have ridiculous. Repeat after me. Ridiculous. This word describes something that's absurd or laughable. For example, it's ridiculous to think you can finish a book in one day. Or, his idea for a flying car seemed ridiculous. Here's how ridiculous might be used in dialogue.
It was ridiculous. She'd get off onto the stage and then she started singing with the other girl, "My body lies open to you."
How did you do? If you knew all 12 words, then your English is truly awesome. If not, don't worry. You've learned some powerful vocabulary today. Let's quickly recap. We started with naive, meaning inexperienced, then moved on to inadequate, meaning something that's lacking. We explored dazzle, referring to something that amazes or impresses. Addiction highlighted harmful habits, while provoke emphasized stirring up feelings. Confided refers to sharing secrets, and apparently shows something seems true. Lifespan covered how long something lasts, and spontaneous described unplanned actions. Conquer spoke to overcoming challenges. Tradition highlighted customs passed down, and ridiculous described something absurd. Now it's your turn. How many of these words will you use in your next conversation? Drop a comment with your favorite word from today and how you used it. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep challenging yourself with new words. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next vocabulary challenge. See you next time!